Thing drives me crazy. So I'm gonna talk so naturally an airplane shows up. Now this is the kind of luck that I have. We got a 1% chance of rain. No mention of it in the forecast, and it just poured rain all over me. And all my stuff that I need to protect my equipment is at the house because it wasn't supposed to rain. Let that be a lesson to you. So, I recently had a conversation about how I'm able to hunt a couple of my stands that you see me in a lot in my videos. How I'm able to hunt those stands over and over again and still continue to see deer there and kill deer there. A lot of it's got to do with the location. It's just like this stand right here. This is one of my favorite stands. I've killed a lot of deer in this little food plot. Of course, I got a feeder here. I could kill deer in here without the feeder. It's just really, it gives them a place to come and put their head down. And for bow hunting, that's what you want. You could do it with scent. You could just go out there and scratch up some dirt right out there in the middle of the food plot, just something fresh, and they would go stick their head in that. But there's a few things that I do to keep it clean. One of the things that I do is, like everybody, I wear rubber boots, rubber sole boots. Now, my boots, the boots I'm wearing right now, that I wear most of the time, are Rocky boots, and they're snake boots. I like to wear snake boots because I'm liable to stick my feet someplace where a serpent lies when I'm not paying attention. And I like the zippered boots. They're really nice. They're very comfortable, but they got rubber soles. That's the important part. They've got rubber soles. And I never wear them for anything except to go in the woods. I don't wear them. You won't catch me getting out of my truck with them on at a gas station or something like that. That's not going to happen. So, two things with the boots. I want boots that I can tuck my pants into. And to any of you old timers out there that know what scurf is, scurf can be your enemy on a deer trail where you walk in and out of your stand. It can tell on you. NASA discovered scurf many decades ago. Scurf is like when you're walking along and you got a pair of pants on and it's rubbing against your skin. You're actually grinding away microscopic particles of your skin, and they can come out through your pants legs onto the ground. A deer can smell that. So you don't want that. So wear some kind of boots that you can tuck your pants into. Alright, so next, when I come into this food plot or get near any of where my stands are, the first thing I do is I just start digging in with my boots into the dirt. And I get it all over the bottom of them, all up into the cleats and everything, that fresh earth scent from right there in that area. And then I walk to my stand. I do it every time I come into one of these food plots. I got a place over there that looks like a deer scrape where I stop and I dig my feet into that dirt every time I come in here. And not one time in several years of hunting this stand have I had dozens upon dozens of deer right here in front of me over the years. Not one time has a deer ever stopped and noticed where I walked in. Not one time has a deer ever paid any attention to it. They walk right over the top of it every time. Bucks and does. So there's that. That's just keeping the ground clean when I'm coming in here. Then when I get to my stand and come up, I'm using climbing sticks on this stand right here. I got gloves on my hands, other than them right there. Fingerprints. We leave behind fingerprints because there's oil in our skin. And when you touch something, you leave that behind, and a deer can smell that. So time after time, right here in this stand, I have deer walk right directly underneath me within inches of my climbing sticks down there, and they don't pay it one bit of attention. From years of doing trail cameras and feeders, I can tell you that right after I've been there, I don't usually wear gloves for that, and they know it. They tolerate a certain amount of scent around that feeder because it has become familiar to most of the deer in here on this property. The resident deer have grown up around these feeders and my trail cameras, because I've been in here for 10 years now and running feeders and trail cameras pretty much the whole time. Most of that, well, probably 8 years of that 10. So a lot of them they've never known it any other way. So they tolerate that little bit of scent around that from time to time. They'll still act standoffish from it from time to time too. But you can see their react. You can see that they react to it when you've just been there. So I take more precautions around my stand than I do anything else, because I get in and out of this stand a lot over the course of the season. It's right in the heart of the property. It's got its pros and cons, because there's certain winds I like to hunt because the deer predominantly come from certain directions, but not always. Because I'm in the middle of the property, they can come from any direction, and they do. So you're going to get busted every now and then, but if you ain't getting busted by a deer from time to time, you're hunting in the wrong woods. So those are the main things that I do. Make sure you're not leaving telltale scent on the ground when you go into your stand, and wear something to keep you from leaving any kind of scent on your climbing sticks or your ladder or whatever, depending on what kind of stand you've got. If you'll do that, it'll make a huge difference. It'll keep you from just having if you're not doing those things, sooner or later they're going to pick up on you, because you're going to keep leaving scent day in and day out. Every time you go to that stand, and sooner or later they're going to notice it. But all these resident deer that are in here, they mill around this stand every time they come in here when I'm in it. They also mill around it all the time at night when I'm not. They don't pay it any attention whatsoever, unless they catch me in it, and that just happened a few minutes ago. It started raining, and so I was digging I stood up and turned around to get something out of my backpack to cover this camera up with, and I had been focusing on a little spike buck that was over here to my left, and didn't notice that a doe had walked in and was standing in the bushes over here in front of me. And she saw me moving, and she turned around and went back the other way. But she didn't blow or anything. She didn't scent me. But she saw movement up here, and she wasn't having none of it. So keep your feet clean. Leave the ground clean when you walk in and out. Leave your stand clean when you go up and down. And I guarantee you, the deer won't notice it near as much, especially if it's in a location that you're going to keep a stand on what you'd call permanent basis. Like I say, this stand has been right here. We've had a stand in this tree for at least 5 years. And of course I take the stand down like every other year and wire brush it, repaint it, put new straps on and all that kind of stuff. Make sure. There's my little buck again. Well, that feeder's not supposed to be doing that. Evidently, when I reprogrammed it, right there at 10 o'clock, I've got it, somehow I got it set to go off for like a second. It does it every time I'm in here, and I keep forgetting to go over there and reprogram it. It ain't hurting nothing till just then it scared that buck off. But that was a perfect example right there of what I'm talking about. That buck stopped right there where I scrape my feet every time I come into this food plot. And he stopped right there and was nibbling and eating grass. That's right where I walk in and out of this food plot. That tree. That large pine right behind that oak. There's a gap right there to the left of it. That's where I walk in and out. There's a little wooden bridge goes across the ditch right there. That's where I come in and out, and right there on the ground right there, where that buck stopped and was eating grass. Is exactly the spot where I stop every time I come in here and scrape my feet to get that earth scent all over the bottom of my boots. And as you can see, he never knew I'd been there. He wouldn't have been standing there if he did. So that's a perfect example. That's the same buck. He evidently didn't go far. He may have been laying down right there underneath me. He may not have veered straight off away from me like I said. He could have been just laying there. He might have laid down right there. They are definitely on the prowl. It is pre-rut. It's the 16th of October. And the peak is the 31st. So yeah, they're feeling it, the bucks especially. So don't be surprised. Tomorrow, I'll probably have my little bottle of Tinks with me tomorrow. It's going to be in the 40s in the morning. So, yeah. I'll probably put a little something, some smell good out here and make sure there's a little love in the air for me. See what we can get going on in here. Supposed to have about the same wind tomorrow out of the north, which is pretty much in my face in this stand. So I'll be sure I'm as clean as I can be. All my clothes, everything's scent free. I hang everything out after I wash them. I've got hooks I can hang my clothes and stuff on outside underneath my carport so they stay there even though I don't use any kind of scent on them when I wash them. I use nothing but baking soda to wash my clothes in, my hunting clothes. And I don't care much for the sprays, but I will use them from time to time, especially like on my backpack and my bow, stuff like that. I'll spray it all down and let it dry. So anyway, pay attention to your feet and your pants. Keep them tucked in. Wear gloves on your hands, and it'll help a lot. It'll help keep you from building up scent on your stand, the stand that you're going to use over and over. You still don't want to overhunt a stand, but I've got a situation this year where it's a little bit different because the timber cutters have been in here cutting timber, tore the property up, and I'm seeing that the deer are traveling a little different and everything. So if I still am able to hunt here next season, I'll be hunting from some different locations. And even this season, I've got a couple of stands ready to go. So if I have a need to hang a stand someplace, if the cameras or something start showing me that I've got a really good buck that I want to try to get on in here, I got a couple of stands in reserve that I can hang in a different location if I need to. Still got several stands that I can hunt this year that I haven't. It's going to be different because they've cut timber all around them. But we'll just have to see how that goes. But anyway, keep your stand clean. And don't let them know you're getting in and out of it. You kill more deer. So, appreciate you guys watching my videos. always. I really appreciate it. And until you see me in the next one, I thought I saw him over there. I thought that buck was back. Until you guys see me in the next one, there you go.